Hello, my name is Ted Corless. Welcome to our docu-series called Voices on the Death Penalty. It is my pleasure today to introduce to you an interview taken by me of former Chief Justice of the Florida Supreme Court, Gerald Kogan. We had an opportunity to meet with Justice Kogan after being invited to an unusual journey that began in Atlanta, Georgia. You see, we flew to Atlanta with a film crew to meet up with Justice Kogan and several others actively and intimately involved in the elimination of the death penalty. We then drove the motor coach with this group of souls in this fight from Atlanta, Georgia, the 2.5 hours it took to arrive in Montgomery, Alabama, so that we could visit the National Memorial for Peace and Justice, what's commonly referred to as the Lynching Memorial. Today, we have the opportunity to explore the interview of Justice Kogan, and more specifically, to understand the origin of his beliefs that ultimately led to him being such an advocate against Florida's death penalty. I now give you Chief Justice Gerald Kogan.
Originally, I believed in the death penalty. I thought it was a proper penalty, but of course that was in my younger days. As I participated in numerous capital cases, and for that matter, any type of criminal case, pretty soon you begin to see things that when you're younger, you don't really see. My name's Gerald Kogan. I have been a member of the Florida Bar for 63 years. I have handled capital cases for most of that period of time. I became the chief prosecutor in Miami-Dade County, and what happened was, at the beginning, I would tell all of the people who worked under me, you've got to go ahead and ask the jury to enter the death penalty in this particular case. And then I began, as the years went by, I began saying, wait a minute, that's a bad position for me to take. And I believe that the death penalty should absolutely not be a punishment delivered by the state of Florida, or for that matter, any place in the United States or in the world. And an imperfect system is being operated by people who automatically are imperfect. So you begin seeing things happening and you're saying, wait a minute, this doesn't sound right. It just doesn't carry what it should have if these people are guilty. And then you begin doubting this, whether or not everybody who is prosecuted is in fact guilty, and whether or not they ought to be subjected to the death penalty. I began to see that our system is not perfect. Our system does make mistakes. I would say it took a period of years. First, when I left the state attorney's office, I knew there were problems with the death penalty. Then I went into private practice for quite a while, and there I saw more reasons why the system wasn't working properly. And above and beyond that, what happened was I began realizing that we're executing people who probably are innocent. I said, we have to do something about this. So when I had been trying cases for about 25 years, I said it's time for me to do something, else. And the next best thing was, since I loved being in the courtroom and dealing with cases, was to apply to the Judicial Nominating Commission to see if I could get a job as a circuit court judge, which is the highest trial court in the state of Florida. The governor appointed me to one of those positions, and again, I had, this time from the bench, I was able to really look at it and say, yep, we have problems here. When we find out that we have killed an innocent person, you don't go to the cemetery and open up the coffin and say, sorry fellow, we made a mistake, or young lady or older lady, sorry we made a mistake, but don't worry, your family will be able to collect money from the state of Florida. We cannot bring back to life people that we made mistakes about, and we just have to do something. I think that you have to go to the news media. You have to sell what you're selling to the news media. Then you have to make contacts with representatives who are members of your state legislatures, because that's where all the power is. Talk to your state representatives, and really a big push by everybody on them, and telling, look, what benefits do we gain from this? We've learned, and this is an old number, that from arrest to execution costs the state over $5 million per person. Now that's a lot of money when that's unnecessary spending. And the reason I'm saying that is because that's the way you have to approach the people who belong to the state legislature. And if you're spending, millions of dollars to keep somebody in prison for a long period of time, and then you go ahead and execute them, you've got the upkeep of them while they're in prison. I mean, it's a horrible situation. So you just have to talk to the members of the state legislature and let them do something about it. I think that the more you put this in the open, the more you show people, here your government and you, the people, this is your government, is going out and killing people, and some of them are innocent. How do you justify that? It's a good system we have, but it's imperfect. And human beings automatically are imperfect, and that causes the problem. It's not right to just sit around and do absolutely nothing. And I've belonged to many groups that have been fighting this scourge for many, many years. And I'm not soft on crime. Believe me, I am not soft on crime. But I don't want us to make a mistake by killing somebody. How did I feel when, as the Chief Justice of the court, on so many different occasions, that I would have to sit there and my word would be the last word as to whether or not the person who is sitting in the death chamber lives or dies. It puts the whole thing on me. That's not good. As the Chief Justice, even though I may believe that this particular person should not be executed, I still have to tell the Governor's Council that there are no stays of execution, even though I know we're making a mistake. I, of course, would like to see a total abolishing of the death penalty. And I would like to see it, of course, eventually get up to the U.S. Supreme Court, and they approve of whatever the cases are that are in front of them that will abolish it.
It's been my pleasure to produce this content to provide you an opportunity to understand the enormous contribution that was made by Justice Kogan during his more than 60 years of service to the state of Florida. He leaves behind two things in addition to his family. Number one, a legacy of experience associated with the issue of eliminating the death penalty. The second thing he leaves behind is a significant hole, because with him gone, we need to look to future leaders to continue until the struggle of the death penalty successfully eliminates it from American history. Perhaps you're that individual, and maybe it's your turn to step up and provide the voice to eliminate the death penalty. We have several more of these videos coming, and we look forward to producing them on your behalf. Please subscribe to our website as well as to our YouTube channel so that you can have access to these continued interviews in the future. My name is Ted Corless. Be well.